Hello children, I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start a new chapter in your class 9 chemistry, that is study of gas laws. Okay. So by the name of the chapter you probably got the idea we are going to talk about some gases, right? And first we have to understand behavior of gas. Behavior of gas. Alright. You have learnt about behavior of gases in the chapter matter in your middle school. Okay. There you have learned like gases are compressible, gases are not rigid, gases are fluid. Okay. Then the intermolecular motion of particles are like very high. The velocity of the particles are very high. Okay. The intermolecular spaces are very large. That is why gases are compressible. You have learned these all. Okay. So we have to learn behavior of gas like in changing temperature and pressure. Okay. So in changing temperature and pressure, right? Just now I told you, and probably you all remember, gases are compressible. Now what does this word mean, compressible? That means the volume get decreased on compression. If you take a balloon and if you press the balloon, it will be smaller in volume, right? It will be smaller in size. So what we can say, volume is inversely proportional to pressure, right? If pressure increases, volume decreases, right? And if we talk about the temperature, you all know very well, on increasing the temperature, volume increases. Why volume increases? Because actually when you heat any gas, you are supplying energy, and you know the conservation of energy, that energies can be converted from one form to another. So what the heat energy you are providing to the gas, the particles of gas are absorbing that energy, and those heat energy is being converted to the kinetic energy of the particles. Okay, and they start running, okay, very fast inside the gas, and that is why they keep on pushing the wall of the container where the gas is, and as they keep on striking the wall, the gas expands, the volume increases. So volume is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, so I have told you the basic outline of the story. It may look very simple, but you have to be very careful about two things here. When you are writing the relation between pressure and volume, you must mention T is constant. Okay, that means the pressure, the volume of a gas is inversely proportional to pressure when T is constant. Similarly, when you are saying volume of a gas is directly proportional to temperature, two things you have to keep in mind, children. Two things, not only one thing like for pressure. First thing, probably you understood, pressure remaining constant. Okay, and one more thing you have to understand, this is the absolute temperature. Okay, absolute temperature. If you write only temperature, you will not get marks. Okay, so what you have to write, volume of gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. Understood? Now based on these two stories, like I taught you very simply, but actually these stories are not found very easily. Scientists work day and night, and then two scientists, Charles and Boyle, they gave these two laws. Okay, do you know what pressure cooker is? Yes, you know, in pressure cooker sometimes we boil the rice. Okay, but that spelling is BOIL. But here the scientist who has related the volume of a gas to pressure, his name is also Boyle. But the spelling you must know very nicely, Boyle. And this is how we write Boyle's law, B-O-Y-L-E. Okay, in pressure cooker we boil, B-O-I-L. But the name of the scientist is B-O-Y-L-E'. So this is Boyle's law. Boyle's law states what then? Temperature remaining constant, volume of volume of a given mass of dry gas is inversely proportional to the pressure. As like you are writing the law, you have to write word by word, so you have to take help from the book. Okay, and if this is Boyle's law, if Boyle has related volume of the gas to pressure, Charles, another scientist named Charles, he has related the temperature, the absolute temperature. Absolute temperature is nothing, temperature in Kelvin scale. Absolute temperature T equals to T degree centigrade plus 273. Right, you know already, but we have to remember, we have to be very careful while saying the Charles law. The volume of a given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. Okay, children. So that is all about Charles law and Boyle's law. So now here we have written like V varies 1 by P I have written V varies 1 by P. Let it be equation 1. And here I have written V varies T. Alright, let it be equation 2. So from 1 and 2 or combining 1 and 2, what I can write is V varies T by P. Alright, or what we can write is like V equals to K T by P, where K is a constant, or what we can write from here, we can write PV by T equals to K, that means a constant, and it actually R. Now what is this R? R is ideal gas constant. Okay, you have not much discussion about R in class 9. Okay, in higher classes you will know more about R. So R is basically what? Ideal gas constant. Okay, so what this is ideal gas equation, PV by T equals to K or PV by T equals to R. PV by T equals to constant. Okay, now if I ask you how many gases are there in this universe, can you tell me, sir, 1000 gases, 100 gases, 500 gases? No. So we are taking that there are n number of gases in this universe. What I am saying, there are how many gases in this universe? N. Now we do not know n, what is the value of n? So the corresponding pressure, volume and temperature of these gases will be P1, V1, T1, then P2, V2, T2. Then in this way we can write till Pn, Vn, Tn. Yes or no, children? Tell me. If there are n number of gases, so we can write till Pn, Vn, Tn. Okay. So as per the ideal gas equation, PV by T equals to constant. So what we can write is like, we will write from here, for the first gas P1 V1 by T1, that is constant. Then for the second gas P2 V2 by T2, that is also constant, same constant R. For the third gas P3 V3 by T3, right? Then it will go on like till n, right? So what we can write from here, dot till Pn Vn by Tn, right? So this is what is known as ideal gas equation. This equation you have to learn very well how I have derived. You have to also derive from the combination of Charles law and Boyle's law. Okay. Now based on this equation, you have like few numericals to be practiced. Okay. Few numericals will come in your class 9 exam, and you have to practice those numericals very well. Okay. Now we have to apply only this formula. We need not to apply this big formula till n, but we have to apply this formula. This will be our working formula. P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. Alright. What will be given? Like one of the term will be missing. You have to identify very easily. Okay. Suppose your P1 is given. Okay. V1 is given. T1 is also given. Okay. And you have to say found. P2 is also given. Suppose you have to find V2. T2 is also given. Okay. But one thing you have to be very careful about, that whenever you will be taking T1 and T2, that has to be converted to Kelvin. Okay. I told you how to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin. Okay. By simply adding 273. So let me give you one example. If a gas of like 20 liter is kept, if a gas of 20 liter is kept in a pressure of 76 centimeter of mercury and 0 degree Celsius, what will be its volume? What will be its volume in say like 38 centimeter of Hg pressure and 30 degree of 27 degree Celsius. Okay. Suppose this is the problem given. Okay. What you have to do is how to solve this problem. First you have to write P1 V1 T1 and P2 V2 T2. Okay. So see, like your P1 is given how much, children? 76 centimeter Hg. So I am writing P1 is 76 centimeter Hg. Right. Your P2 is also given, that is 38 centimeter of Hg. Okay. V1 is given 20 liter. V2 you have to calculate, right? T1 is given how much? 0 degree Celsius. But we cannot put 0 here. What we have to put? We have to put 273 plus 0 Kelvin. because I am telling you this T has to be in absolute temperature in Kelvin scale, and T2 will be 273 plus 27 Kelvin or 300 Kelvin, right? So now we will be like applying this formula to find out that like what is the answer. So I am just rubbing this question off. I hope you all have noted down the question, okay, and I will just write down this formula P1 V1 T1, P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. We have to calculate what? V2, right? So directly I am writing V2 equals to P1 V1 T2 by T1 P2, right? You can check if it is wrong. Please don't forget to remind me by putting a comment in the like down the video, okay? So P1 V1 by T2, P1 value is how much? 76, right? V1 is how much? 20, T2 is how much? 300, T1 is how much? 273, and P2 is how much? 38. The answer will come in unit liter, because see all you, here also pressure in centimeter Hg, here also pressure in centimeter Hg, here also Kelvin, here also Kelvin. So whatever unit was there for V1, the same unit will be there for V2. So I know you are very good at calculating, okay? So if you just calculate, it will be 2. So it will you calculate, and whatever things come, that will be in the liter itself, okay? So this is how you have to solve these problems. If I do this calculation, it will be 2 here. So 600. It will be almost say 40 point some liter, okay? It will be 40 point some liter. Yes, 42 point some it will come, okay? 42.34 like this it will come. Alright, but you can take time to calculate, to do the division multiplication very nicely. So and after that here you have to write answer. So you are numerically solved. I hope you have understood that how to calculate like on the basis of ideal gas equation. Sometimes what happens, sometimes they do not change pressure and temperature both, okay? Sometimes like they keep either the pressure same or the temperature same. Then what you have to like use, then you have to modify this formula. Suppose the pressure is not being changed. What I am saying, pressure is not being changed. So this formula will become V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2. How it is becoming same? Pressure is not being same means what? Here also P, here also P. So PP getting cancelled. Sometimes what happens, they do not change the temperature. So the formula will become P1 V1 equals to P2 V2. Actually this is like Boyle's law, and this is also another expression for Charles' law, okay? This means what? Temperature remaining constant. This means what? Pressure remaining constant, okay? And let me discuss just one more thing, okay? That is absolute zero. Alright, absolute zero. Before I discuss absolute zero, I will show you the graphs, okay? The graphs of P and V, and you will get to know what is this absolute zero. Alright children, just now we have discussed that volume and temperature, they are like directly proportional, right? Now if it is directly proportional, it will be a straight line like this. When you will be learning like straight lines in math, you will be learning this type of equations, y equals to mx plus c and all, okay? So P versus V graph is like this if it is normal temperature T, if it is in degree Celsius, okay? But if it is in big T, if it is in capital T, then it is in Kelvin. Then at T equal to 0, you see here V by V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2, okay? So I can write V1 equals to T1 by T2 into V2. So if I say that what will be the volume at T1 equal to 0? So if you put the value of T1 0, then V2 by T2, whatever it is, it will come 0, right? So what I am trying to say, at 0 Kelvin, the volume of any ideal gas is 0 liter, okay? But it is theoretically not, it is practically not possible. Practically the volume of a gas cannot be 0, okay? So what we can say while saying the absolute zero is that temperature. Absolute zero is very important in class 9. Absolute zero is that temperature where the volume of an ideal gas is theoretically zero, or you can say what, where there is no like kinetic energy of the particles of gas. Like absolute zero is that temperature, that is 0 Kelvin, where there is like no kinetic energy of the particles of the gas. So that's all about study of gas law. Next part and more numericals we'll be discussing in the next video. Thank you.